Good morning. I'm getting close to finishing my coffee, so I'm going to meditate soon. But what I'm going to do this morning is I'm going to create a 30-minute living inquiry meditation template. The purpose of this template is to help you meditate without a lot of guidance so you can experience a natural meditation. So you can pay attention to what's happening within your experience and feel the right question for you to ask in order to further investigate whatever your core inquiry is for the day. I decided to make this instruction video first so that you can use the template without the template having a bunch of instruction at the beginning of it. It'll just start the meditation. You could use it every day if you want to. So let me give you some instructions about this 30-minute meditation. By then, I should be done with my coffee, and I'll start another video and we can meditate. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to look at the Living Inquiry Guide. So this is the Living Inquiry Guide. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with 3 minutes of settling into the stillness. And as you know, you could pay attention to the bodily sensations. You could listen to sounds in your environment. You could watch the breath. Some people scan the body, right? They consciously just scan the body and pay attention to what's going on with their awareness. Anything at all that allows you to settle into stillness, which means you are focusing on something, but you're not being lost in thought. You're focusing on something other than thought. After 3 minutes of settling into stillness, what will happen is I will prompt you to set your intention. And you can then set your intention. It could be your intention for the meditation. It could be your intention for the spiritual path. It could be your spiritual aspiration. This is a completely personal moment. Whatever is meaningful to you. Why are you meditating? You might ask yourself that question to find your intention. During that minute, you'll want to not only state your intention, but feel how important that intention is. And then I'm going to prompt you for another minute to let that intention go, to set it free. I remember when I was young, like 13, I had this poster in my bedroom that said, if you love something, set it free. And then it went on to say, if it's yours, it will come back. If it doesn't, it never was. Well, we're going to set it free with the trust that it is ours. It is our spiritual intention. And it will come back in its own way, but it's not something we're controlling. It's not something we're measuring. It's not something we're judging. We're just setting it free. We may not even see the results consciously of how the meditation session has moved us closer to that intention. I think it was Nisargadatta, maybe not, maybe Annamalai Swami, but somebody said something about, might have been Nisargadatta, that the practitioner, I can't remember the words, but the idea was the practitioner may not be aware of the progress. That was the idea. So we set it free with that knowledge that we can't judge if we've made progress toward that intention. So we set the intention, we felt how meaningful the intention was. Now we trust that and we set it free. After we set it free, we'll start a 5-minute period of asking, what is aware? And resting in the openness that follows that question, which we've practiced in the 3 demonstration videos I've done before this one. And whenever we need to, we will recenter our attention on the question by repeating the question as needed. Or you could say we will recenter our attention on being open to noticing what is aware by re-asking the question as needed. Now, this will take the first 10 minutes, even though the instructions say 5-ish minutes. If you've read the entire Living Inquiry Guide, you know that you're supposed to follow your own intuition regarding timing. And this is what feels right to me, and I'm making the template. So we'll really spend 10 minutes in this opening. But then we'll move into the core inquiry. And during this template meditation, you're going to select your own core inquiry. You'll want to do that before you start the video, maybe even write it down. Like this is my core inquiry for today. The reason for writing it down is if your mind goes blank, when I say, okay, begin your core inquiry, you don't want to be, oh my gosh, what's my core inquiry? And opening the Living Inquiry Guide and fumbling around. It takes you out of the stillness that you've settled into. It's much better just to have it nearby, open your eyes, glance at it. Oh, yeah, close your eyes and go right back to it. So prior to starting the template video, select which question you're going to be focused on. What am I? Can the I be found? And these two questions can work together. They're both foundation questions. Is there a boundary between seer and seen? Where does the subject meet the object? You could focus on one of those questions, or they could work together because they're both boundary dissolution questions. Or you could focus on the ultimate awareness practice. What is aware of my awareness? So pick out the question or the two questions you're going to focus on and jot them down prior to starting the meditation template video. We'll spend 20 minutes here. After 20 minutes, and again, it's just going to be silent other than me prompting you into the core question because you're going to be doing your own meditation, your own investigation. And if you've watched the previous 3 videos, then you know that sometimes there are other questions that you would ask because something is coming up. And now you want to ask a question in order to investigate that, but always with your core purpose, foundation, boundary dissolution, or ultimate awareness practice, always with that in mind. You stick with one purpose, but your questions may change. And if you haven't seen those 3 videos, go back and watch them. I'll put a link to the entire playlist in the description below, so you can go back and watch those previous videos if you want to. After 20 minutes here, we'll shift into integration. It'll be our last 5 minutes, which is when we shift into resting without questions. We just be what has been revealed. Or if we feel nothing has been revealed, we remain in the openness. And we apply no effort to understand, and we apply no effort to maintain a particular state. This is very restful, watching, being for 5 minutes. And that's it. And I'll put a link to that template also in the description below. So that's what we're going to do. I need to finish my coffee and then I'll start the meditation. So I'll see you in the meditation template video. Bye.